Hi there, and you might have been wondering from my past city tours, how did I build my cities? Obviously, they didn't just start off with me like in one day build this. So I'm going to give you tips on how to build stuff. I'm going to tell you if you want to build a city or a town or a Minecraft survival village, how to do it. Some tips are never make your houses symmetrical. They always have to be different. I could have just made this house right in front of you, just a brick block. But I decided to add bits onto it. A good idea, for example, is this big Walmart or Asda. It's got different shapes, so it's not just one rectangle. Now some of my buildings, they're meant to be rectangle or squares, like this one. But houses, that's one thing that should never be. For example, here we've got a pokey out bit, which is the door, I think, yeah. Second, always make your houses out of different materials. Even though you might be looking like I've just used brick, but if you take a closer look, I've used end stone, quartz, sandstone, brick, wood, all types of materials, even some out of granite and stone brick. And, well, it pretty much depends what you're building. I build my cities on a flat world, and those are always green. If you're building a desert world, maybe you want to use sandstone and acacia wood more. Anything else I would say, make it fit in. So if I had a building here, don't make this giant mansion out of dirt, because I've already got lots of brick houses. It will just look like a mold. Third, don't add things to your city which are irrelevant to Minecraft. For example, toilets. No one needs them. Unless you're building a human-sized city, which is quite hard. I think this is just like the smallest a human-sized city could be. So yeah, don't make things irrelevant to Minecraft. If you make any roads, make them proper roads, and any signs, make them proper signs. Because if you're playing survival and you say, "Can you please go to A1J 2SS, no one will know where it is because there's no navigators. So make signs taking them to those streets. Anything else? Those are the basic tips. But a good example of that is my car parks. From first glance, they're just normal car parks. Even my double-story car parks, they just look regular. But there's no cars in Minecraft, and the railways need minecarts, and minecarts need railways. So what I do is I put my horses there. That's why I've got these fences, so you can tie a lead to them. Roads are important. Again, I'm going back to them. They need to be marked. I've got two really good examples of that. One of them is if no one went to driving school, that's why all my cities have a Minecraft education center so they can learn. If no one went to horse riding school, you know what they would do? They would just go like, "I'm on my horse, la 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 la. Let's jump over the fence, go a bit this way, let's go this way, and then, you know what, let's go back and just do a roundabout." No. Your city's meant to be how your city works, but none of it's ever wrong. Now let's go on to how I built my city. First of all, if you are making a human-sized city, it needs grass, it needs animals, it needs life-like buildings, and it needs rivers and streams and trees. Everything it would regularly have. Even I added a farm. And yeah, so let's go into how I built it. So let's start from the very beginning. This was meant to be a small expert town. What I mean by expert is, it was meant to be just an experiment. And I always added stuff twice, and I always carried them on. But this one did better than I thought, so I made it into a city. So the first street I made, and well, I'm going to stop there, but sometimes you have to change things around. For example, I started putting my streets in French, for example. That's a highway, so it's not in French. If we go here, Rue de Guaham Street, but then it's in English. Then I decided that's too much hassle, so why don't I just make them? They can change, as long as they're not one side is all brick and the other side is all dirt. No. And I started off with this one house. I just wanted to see what a nice house I could make. This exact one brick house with oak all around it. And I thought, you know what, that's so well, I'm going to make a whole street of them. I did so, and I thought, that's really well, I'm going to make other types of houses. So I did that on the other side. That went so well, I decided to carry it on. Now, even if it was by one day, your buildings vary, always. It goes from wooden brick to brick and quartz to enderstone and sandstone. So it will always change. But what I do is I just do one subdivision, estate, or neighborhood at one day. If I do any more, I might start rushing some of them. So that's what I did. I started this street right here. Then I carried on. I put it onto this neighborhood and this stadium and stuff. I made this side, which is full of the shops. And at one point, all of these roads were empty. There was just nothing there. And now that's only 1/4 of the town. But you can kind of see, if I went here and you just haven't watched this video yet, and you just said, where did the city start off? Most likely, you will probably say right here, where those trees are. If the circle does appear, you can see it. If it doesn't, I'm going to zoom in. Right in front of me. And that's a close guess, because in reality, it was just there. Or if you can't see the circle, it was just here. And I made it look nice, and I added things which it needs, and lots of jobs, because all the people who played my world, they had to kind of work. So I put jobs in. I put all kinds of stores. For example, Dominion, Holiday Inn, Canada Goose, anything. So that's how my city grew up to be bigger and bigger. And if I didn't make other highways to other towns, and I just had one small little Fairbanks, which it started from, my city would be ginormous. But now it's more like a county. So a county's bigger than a city. I'm just saying, in case you didn't know. That's how I built my world and my city. Thank you so much, and goodbye.